Hi, this is Soumya Acharya, the author of the Amazon bestseller, The Power of Emotional Healing and the founder of High Performing Teams. Today, I want to talk about an interesting topic, which is self-esteem. In today's generation, especially teenagers are facing a lot of issues as far as their self-esteem is concerned. Not only teenagers, right? Adults too are suffering because of low self-esteem. And what are the reasons why self-esteem has become a major issue today, in today's world especially, is something that I'm going to be discussing with all of you. Okay, and I'm going to be diving right into it with my story. I was also a person with low self-esteem, and this started especially during my teenage years. When I was 13, there were a lot of physical changes happening in my body, and I could literally not understand the changes that were happening within me. And this disturbed me psychologically. And it didn't end there. When I was 15 years old, I couldn't understand the reason behind my weight. My weight for my age was normal, but I couldn't really understand that there were a lot of physical changes and hormonal changes happening within me. And so I thought it was me. I disliked myself because I assumed I was overweight. And I literally thought other girls were prettier and beautiful than me. I started disliking myself. And when I was 19, the self-esteem issue, the low self-esteem issue that I had increased to such an extent that I literally stopped talking to people because I thought my communication wasn't that great. I had huge communication issues and my English was not that great. I had huge language issues. And so I stopped talking to people, mingling with people, thinking that others will ridicule and humiliate me. So that was the stage I was in. And this didn't end until I started working. I started slowly improving my self-esteem only when I started working, when I met some of my best friends and they literally put a mirror on my face and asked me to go in and look at myself. They said things that I always wanted to hear about myself. They said that I am beautiful, I am lovable, confident, gutsy, which I always wanted to hear. And I always wanted to have that image in my head. But it was always the exact opposite. But they made me realize that these are my strengths, this is what I am, and I have to go deep in and look into myself instead of seeking for external validations. Right? But I wasn't able to hang on to that picture that they created in my mind. How much ever I tried, it was always the opposite. I always thought this was the conditioning that I had gone through right from my childhood till my until my teenage and even till I started working. This was the conditioning that I had in my mind that I was unlovable. I was not good enough. I'm not capable. I'm overweight. I don't have a good communication skill. So these were the negative things that were kind of hanging in my mind, running on in my mind, because of which I started developing low confidence and which turned into a low self-esteem issue. And I so wanted to change that. I wanted to get that positive image of what my friends told me in my head. And majority of teenagers are facing with this issue, believe me or not. Not only teenagers, adults are also going through this issue. Why? It is because of the conditioning, because of the culture. We've been told that making mistakes is not right. Failing is not right, which is exactly the opposite that makes us successful, that makes us move towards the path of greatness. Now, why low self-esteem issue is hampering us to such an extent? You know, self-esteem amongst teenagers is huge, as I already mentioned, and it is one of the third reason for most of the teenagers to commit suicide. Why exactly are we facing with this? Culture and conditioning is one reason, and the second reason is competitive consciousness. Most of us, most of the teenagers, most of the conditioning is such that if you want to survive, you need to beat the other. You have to be the best if you want to achieve greatness. And this is what has been taught to us right from our childhood. Right from our childhood. And so we start believing that if we want to succeed, we need to pull the other person down and not let the other person succeed. So instead of encouraging and supporting the other person, we automatically pull and criticize and judge the other person. So not only we are damaging our self-esteem, but we are also damaging the self-esteem of the other person who is trying to do something in life. And automatically, neither we succeed nor we let the other person succeed. And that is what is happening in today's generation. And it has been happening from a long time. It's just that nobody realized it. When somebody tries to put some efforts and move towards greatness, we automatically start getting jealous and envy that person. We try to criticize and judge and have an opinion about that person and pull that person down. How many of you resonate with this? Am I making sense to each one of you? And this is what exactly is happening around the world. And that's why only 5% of the population has been able to achieve and create, innovate things for the world. 5% of people are the change makers. The rest of them are busy in judging and having an opinion about the other person, feeling jealous and pulling the other person down. This is what exactly is happening amongst the masses. So what do we do? How can we improve our self-esteem? I'm sure most of us really do not want to stay in that phase of having no confidence and having poor self-esteem. We all want to improve our self-esteem. So how do we do that? What I did was I made a list of all the positive traits in me, and I made a list of all that, made a separate column and made a separate column of my weaknesses. And I asked my parents, my family, the people who I trusted to list some of the things that they liked or loved about me. And I so focused on those positive traits and strengths. And when you focus on the positive traits and strengths, automatically your focus on your weaknesses will go down, right? And when you focus on the positive things that you have in your life, you automatically start working on your strengths instead of putting a lot of attention on your weaknesses. And that is something exactly you guys need to do as well. List down the list, have a list of all the strengths and positive traits that you have in yourself. Right? And the second thing that you need to do is to ensure that you appreciate yourself. You acknowledge yourself. The word self-esteem comes from the word self. There is no self-esteem without self. So if you don't appreciate yourself, if you don't encourage and love yourself, nobody will. You can't expect the other person to elevate you when you yourself are not confident about your strengths and about what you are able to do or what you are capable of doing. So appreciate yourself, love yourself. Say I love you to yourself in front of the mirror every day. Whenever you have a negative thought, literally say delete and elevate the positive thought about yourself. Do this continuously on a day-to-day basis and see the magic that happens. The way you talk, the way you deal with people, the way you walk, your confidence level, everything increases and your transformation will start happening. And this works like magic. This is such a valuable lesson, right? So this is how you work on your self-esteem. Understand that God has created you with pure love, and whatever He has created, There can't be any flaws. And even if there are flaws, you need to accept those flaws and concentrate on your purity, on your authenticity, on your genuinity, right? Everybody is created equal. Nobody is superior or inferior. So when you understand that and when you focus on improving yourself on a day-to-day basis, knowing the fact that nobody is perfect, you will be able to accept yourself with all your flaws, and you will be able to ignite the power within you. Try these techniques and do let me know how it worked for you. And once you start improving, it's time to pull up the other people as well who is struggling with such issues. You know, Mahatma Gandhi once said, do no evil, see no evil, and hear no evil. And it's such a valuable lesson, right? If you want to help others, be kind to others, spread positivity around. And in case if you don't like a person, stay away from him or her. You don't have to mingle with them, but don't spread hatredness or negativity around them. Around others or about them, right? We don't get along with everybody in the world. We get along with few, we don't get along with few. That's fine. Associate yourself with people whom you like. Disassociate yourself with people whom you don't like. You don't have to fake around such people. Fake yourself and try to please others. That is a way of faking and not being authentic. It's okay if you don't like few people, but at least have the courage to stop spreading negativity and start spreading positivity. Even if you don't like them, you can just stay away from them and, ensure that no words of hatredness is spreading around. Because there is a saying, right? Whatever you give is what you get. Now, if you spread negativity, you're going to get negativity back. If you spread positivity, that is what you're going to get back, right? And if you spread love, that is what you're going to get back. And if you spread kindness, which is what you're going to get back, right? So what you give is what you get. And I remember this phrase by Robin Sharma. He mentioned kindness is the rent that we pay for the space we occupy on this planet. This is such a valuable lesson. And if everybody understands this, this world is definitely going to be a beautiful place. And I strongly believe younger generation, especially teenagers and preteens who are accessing a lot of information around, if they focus on the right information and if they focus on building the foundations right and developing the qualities that a humanitarian has to develop, a person with humanity has to develop, this planet is definitely going to be a beautiful place, right? So summary of this is focus on yourself, love yourself, stop spreading negativity, start spreading positivity, and be kind to yourself as well as to others. If you can't help others, it's okay. If you don't like others, it's okay, but you can at least ensure that you stay away from them instead of criticizing and judging them in case if you're not able to say something positive about the other person, right? I hope this video has been of some value to you, and in case if you like the video, please do not forget to hit the bell icon and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any such future videos going forward, right? And for people who have stayed till the end of the video, I have a special gift for you. There is a resource guide available for those of you who are interested to understand more about how to enable your teens to become high performers. If you are a parent watching this, and if you are a teen yourself, you can look at the checklist and have a clear idea as to what exactly you need to be doing if you want to become a high performer yourself, right? So you can check out the links in the description and download a copy for yourself. And in case if you want to still stay connected with me, you can join my private Facebook group wherein I share such insights, such contents on a daily basis, and you get more value by joining that group. Okay, so you can find all the links in the description below. Please do check out the description, and as I said earlier, do not forget to subscribe to my channel, and also share this video with 3 of your friends if you really found this video valuable.